It's it says nope. We ain't gonna go into that one yet. My bad. So are white women black men's peace? This one had popped up, and it was really interesting the perspective that the lady was coming from. And it was interesting because one, she tell you she was ear hustling. That's one. And then two, and then two, she wasn't necessarily mad, but it's like when you hear what she's talking about, right? It puts a lot of different things into perspective because we're all on the internet and we see the things that a lot of people say, depending on what your algorithm is and stuff like that. But one thing you will see when it comes to a lot of our women, it's like when they speak, right? And I say this, and I say it like this because like I don't like hearing the masculine women talk. They're very irritating with what they say because it just doesn't make sense. And I love hearing like the feminine women talk because like they actually make sense of what they saying. And a lot of people, not a lot of people, but like some women, they be calling them like pick me's and stuff. But it's kind of like one of those things where it's like if I'm out here grinding doing what I'm doing, I don't care about what the next man say. Like if he's saying like, oh, whatever he can come up, like, because at the end of the day, like you kind of do a lot of stuff for the opposite, gender, opposite sex, because it's kind of like, why would you want to look all flashy for another dude? It just it's kind of it's weird. So why would women, even though I've heard this multiple times, women do other stuff, they compete against other women, and it's like that don't make sense to me. But then they forget that a woman's role to a man is for her to be his piece. Because I've heard women say you can't handle me and like that, and it's like when you start to hear different people's perspective, you start to put a bunch of different things into place because other people, they actually make sense with some of the stuff that they say. So why it's not necessarily a bad thing, you feel what I'm saying? But some people, what they say, it just don't make sense, like with the whole you can't handle me thing. Why should a man have to handle you? Because if you really think about it, that's more so if you think about it going into like a more physical aspect. Because I always say this, a woman's superpower, besides her femininity, a woman's superpower is her mouth. She can argue, she can tear you down with her mouth, she can make you feel great with her mouth, she can inspire you, not necessarily inspire you in a way to where it's like you don't have your own ambition, your own drive. No. But she can inspire you to the point where it's like she pour into you so much to where it's like, bro, I know I can go home and my household is so peaceful that the moment I step in the door, the stress of the world literally leaves as soon as I step into my household. And I want to go out the next day and go fight the world again because I want to come back home and bring all of my accomplishments so my woman can bathe in my greatness. Right? If you got that type of woman at home, it's like you become better because your person, your woman, your support system encourages you and pushes you so much with her femininity. Is like her superpower. Or if she flip it and she tearing you down as a man, she's not peaceful, she's combative, she's frustrating, she's irritating. It's like, dog, I don't even want to fucking go home. Like, ugh, right? But let's get into this video.
Meet me on the porch. At this point, I need everybody to meet me on the porch. I need the black women, I need the white women, and I need the black men. This is some seriously real shit that I am utterly disturbed by, and I am just tired because I don't understand why there's this major attack on black women. So this video,
Real quick, it's not. Just want to say that.
if it goes into a part two, not a problem. I'm about to ram it up. I was in the barbershop today. And it was a young black male come in there. He might have been between that 22 to 24 age group. Very handsome, very, very handsome. So I believe he's might have just been coming back from college or graduating or whatever the case may be, because they were happy to see him when he came in. So he sits down, and so they're just talking, what's going on. And he's giving an update. He's graduated, he's got an engineering degree. Oh my God, I'm over there on the proudness. I'm in the background. I don't know him. I'm just kind of sitting down listening to what he's saying. So the barber begins to get filled in on him. What's been going on? This and that. And he says, I'm coming back. I'm getting married. So everybody, like, great. And I'm so on the side, being so nosy and over there like a proud auntie. I don't even know this young man, right? So they start to kind of converse amongst each other, and they're talking. And so the young man says, yeah, I'm having a little problem. It's a lot going on because I'm marrying a white woman. And my family, they're not too happy about it. So the barber and everybody was like, oh, well, to each his own, and this, that, and the other. So the barber was just kind of speaking to him, and he said, hey, where'd you meet her? And he said, oh, I met her in college. And he was like, oh, okay, because, back in the day, you had all the girls. What made you decide that she was the one? Like, what made you want to marry the white girl or the white woman? No, with no disrespect. So what this young man said after that is what just literally took me out the game as a black woman, as a black mom, in general.
Please
So
explain,
he
Auntie.
says that, he come from, of course, the hood, and had a hard knock life, just with one mom and no dad, and that same shit. Like, don't nobody I hate the fact that that is such a stereotype. We hate it too.
How, here's my thing. How can you hate something that's true? Like you can't be mad because a person is explaining something that they actually went through and they don't want to be a part of. They try to always blame it on men in general, that is men fault on why these boys are growing up with without a dad. But the studies show, the numbers came out. It's out the bag. Black fathers are the best amongst all ethnic groups, and 80% of the children are being fathered by 20% of the men. So, which means it's y'all fucking fault. Stop opening your legs, having babies by dudes that you know for a fact is not going to be there. They not shit. They ain't going to ever be shit. And just because you with them, that don't mean it's going to change them. So, who cares about that? You mad about it? It's the fucking truth.
But so he goes off to say that when he went to college, it was a college that was mixed, but more so of a white college. And he start, meeting up with white friends, and, they introduced him to another whole world that he didn't know existed, and the young girl, she became a friend, and then introduced him to their family. And when he goes over there, they're all married. The parent is married, and they have a really good home, and they do things together, and they communicate. It's just a good energy, a good vibe. And this man said,
Productive environment.
I never knew this side of life. My life was always loud and chaotic and always disruptive with my family. So the young man said, he would go over there, and they would go on vacations. They would have Sunday dinners. When they had cookouts, there was no fussing, no fight, no arguing. It was just all love and vacations. I was thrown at what this young man was saying in regards to what he seen and what he witnessed being with this young lady and this new side of life. And so he said that, when he seen it, he started thinking about all of the chaos that his life was. It was always baby mama drama and fussing and fighting, and they'll get together as a family and it'll be a fight. And the drunk uncles, the drunk mamas, he was like, my aunt and uncles, they all on welfare and always scheming and always fussing and fighting, cussing, trying to hook up with this dude and that dude. And it's just all these black women, just all that seemed like that's all I was raised up under. That's all I seen. That's all I know. And then I get to the white woman and it's different. And what he said after this is what really broke me. He said, it's like when I came home the last time, he said, and I was in my family's event, it was nothing but chaos. He said the women, they in house shoes and bonnets, they ghetto acting. He said, and I love them, but I don't love it.
Mm.
And he said, being with my white girlfriend, fiance, and her family, he said, you know what it's like? And this is what got me, ladies. He said, it's like if you're in a crowded room and you're surrounded by chaos and just everything, and everything is just chaotic and noisy and loud and disruptive, and you take some headphones and you put the headphones on and you can drown everything out, because when you put the headphones on, it's quiet and it's peace.
Mm.
He said, that's what my fiance is to me and her white family. That whiteness, he said, they're my headphones
Mm.
and they are my peace.
Mm.
He said, and then black women and my black side of the family, they are the noise.
Mm.
They are the chaos.
Mm.
They are the noise.
Mm. 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 See, I know. See, it's crazy because listening to the whole story, every single thing that she was explaining, I know I know the feeling personally. Like when I was listening to that, and when she used the reference of, like, I'm not besides the white girlfriend part, but the fact when she said it's like putting the headphones on and it drowns everybody out. When I tell you, when you are at peace on how great it feels, that's what your person is supposed to be for you. They're supposed to be your peace. I felt the whole pain of the drunk uncles, the aunties, the chaos, the bonnets, the house shoes. We can go to the pajama pants. I understand. And that's why I said, like how I was saying before, one of the most important decisions that you can make is from a man's perspective, is the person that you choose to live out the rest of your life with. And if you find somebody that is your peace, bro, you're not giving that up. You're not. See, I've heard so many different people say, whether it's internet, in person, whatever, and they say things like, specifically women, that a man knows when he wants to marry a woman. Now, I'm gonna say I think that's more so for like it don't take longer, however many months. It should take less than 6 months and all this blah blah. I honestly believe that's for like older men specifically, because honestly, I don't. And this is a belief that I've grown to believe. I honestly don't believe men should even be thinking about a family, marriage, any of that stuff until like 35, somewhere in that realm. Because if you're on a trajectory where you want to be great in whatever way or capacity, You have to focus on your mission first. Now, the only caveat I'm gonna say to that is if you find your person early on in life and they understand that their role is to support you and what you doing. Like, I'm not saying that they can go and do their own little thing too, where if they got let's say they want to go get a degree or something, because you never know when if they need to like put in work with you to help you or whatever. But if they know the number one goal is to be there to support you and y'all create y'all family and y'all gonna rock it out together, and y'all know what y'all need to do and y'all ready to strap in the seatbelts and get it popping, then it's like, okay, cool. You found your person early on. They in the gym with you. They shooting with you, and y'all gonna rock that shit out. Then that's yeah. Think about the whole marriage and all, absolutely. But if you somebody that's like you don't have that person, it's kind of like you just need to focus on you and get yourself somewhere, because typically us as men, we want to go out and acquire resources so we can give to our family. So it's like if you got somebody in your corner and they're not peaceful, bro, that just throw everything off. I'm talking like, you ever try to go to work from like arguing with your person, or your person really just effed your whole day up, or just like they affected you emotionally in some type of way. It's like you can't really shake that, because it's kind of like that's the only person that can get through your armor. And it's like once they through your armor, it's like it just fucks everything up. But it's like if that person is just so peaceful, and it's like that's just what they are. It's like, bro, you can't wait to get to that. That's why it's so important. So it's kind of like when you hear and see like a lot of women on the internet and they say some of the things that they say, it's like, well, and they say like, well, why black men don't want to marry me, and it's kind of like, hey, you ain't peaceful. You're not supportive. You look like you literally look like a red flag. That's literally what you look like. You look like somebody that is just not for that person, and it's not worth the time, headache, or energy. And that's what some women just truly don't understand, like at all.